there are still
Let me ask you a
value
question.
when you live in a place that don't have a lot of resources. Otherwise, would just be clear everybody all around.
No, people living in the village. Don't forget that. Let's start from the pre-colonial era. Right? Let's start from that. In the pre-colonial era, are we poor? That's the question. That's the question we should ask ourselves. Are we poor? No, we're not poor. We have natural resources. We have abundance of natural resources. We are managing our agriculture. We are managing our life without the invasion of the imperialists. That's it. So the invasion of the imperialists into our community brought us the so-called civilization that has led to materialism. That's it. So anybody that grew up in the village, they are contented within the fabric of their natural resources. So they are not poor.
All right. Look at it this way. People that are living in those rural areas, so that at least we can have a clear picture for people to understand, because now maybe you are living in Lagos, then you can see people that are living in the suburb or people that are living actually in the village that maybe they don't have enough and all of that. But I wanted to respond to the question of the value. Because does it mean that when you are poor, automatically you don't have value? Because if you don't have value, you are equally poor, then you are very dangerous. But if you are poor, meaning you don't have enough, but you still have value, you can eventually grow up. Because many people that become rich, they grow up from not having enough. Because if you already have enough, then you don't need to have if you already have. I want you to speak to the effect of value even when you might be poor, so that it doesn't mean that because you are poor, that is a yardstick that you must be qualified to what you are describing here.
Yeah. Thank you. You raised the question of value system. Yes. The truth of the matter is that poverty affects value system. Yes, it does. When some grow up in an abject poverty, lack of resources, it affects their views of life and their value system. Now, that value system now also depends on the indigenous knowledge education they have. You see that? So that was saying in the pre-colonial era, we have a value system that is built on contentment. People are contented with what they have. You train, you understand? People are contented with what they have. So you eat, you sow, you invest, you plant, you provide for what you eat. You understand? And you are contented. We are not materialistic. But the invasion of the imperialists has brought materialism. That's where the problem lies. And that materialism has now affected our sense of judgment and our value system. This is the beginning of materialism.